Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is super exciting because it is one that I only do once a year. And I am talking about my 2025 makeup empties. Today I will be showing you all of the makeup I used last year. And let me tell you guys, it is a lot. So best I can tell, I used roughly 121 different makeup products. So like I said, I love doing these videos at the end of the year. I know you guys enjoy them as well. And so of course, if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming back for another video. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Jessica and I'm a bargain beauty channel. I like to do a lot of the same fun content that other beauty channels do. I just like to keep it at the bargain price point. So the closer to $1, the better. Definitely hit subscribe and become part of our Dollar Diva family here on YouTube. I will have the last several years of these videos listed down below. That way you can check out previous years as well as some other related content. And without any further chit chat, there's a lot to get into today. And so let's just go ahead and get into it. So there's gonna be no rhyme or reason because this thing is packed full. So I'm just gonna start with the packages of eyelashes that I see. And there's a lot, I'm digging them out. Some of them have lashes in them and then some of them do not. Sometimes at work, I just take my lashes off and throw them away. So let's start with some oldies but goodies. The LA Colors Lash. These are actually different styles. They all look the same in the boxes, but this was the style Diva. This is the style Dolly. These, of course, are both from Dollar Tree. These here were the LA Colors half lashes that I found at Five Below. I really, really liked those. These used to be some of my favorite lashes. I can't remember what style was my favorite, Diva or Dolly, but they were more recently replaced with these LA Colors lashes, which became my favorite over Ioni, and then more recently here, y'all, these have become my favorite lashes, the ones from La Mercerie. Not to be confused with these lashes from La Mercerie that I didn't like as much. They really, I think, this style right here, the more drama style, for me was, these here were just so far superior in my opinion. So these here are my favorite lashes from Dollar Tree. So this year, La Mercerie really brought it. Of course, like I said, LA Colors did too. I've got a couple packs of these in here. These here, I bought it on a whim at Sally's. They were the Kiss brand. This was in the style Ruffle. There was another set that I had. Like I said, I had to buy one. It was like buy one, get one half off or something like that. The other ones I used up some time ago. I don't remember the style. These are from Shop Miss A, but these aren't the actual lashes, and they're from Shop Miss A. These are some other random pair of lashes. Like I said, sometimes I'll put some lashes in the container after I'm done wearing them. These here I really love. I got a bunch of these Ruby May lashes that my friend Gigi sent to me in a care package, and I really like them. I've got some other styles as well. I've got some Ionis. These were from my December empties. I didn't like these halflings all that much, this particular style. And like I said, the La Mercerie and the LA Colors, I think, blew Ioni out of the water this year. These are the Gypsy brand that I found at Dollar Tree. These were really not good, this style here, just very cheap and didn't really care for those. These are some Ardell magnetic lashes that I found at Dollar Tree, which I didn't really care for. So magnetic lashes have been a fail for me. I think these here were maybe a Be Pure or something like that, although they look like Ardell. Then these containers here were both Ioni Halfling lashes. These here were from Dollar General, and I actually put all the pairs of lashes back in there. It came with a glue. This was LA Colors, I believe. And I don't remember this. I don't remember what brand of lashes this was or where I got them. They were probably something from Dollar Tree. According to what I have here, I've used up 34 pairs of eyelashes. So very impressive. Of course, if you're new to my channel, I am a stage performer as well, so not only do I wear lashes, sometimes when I film, I'm actually getting more comfortable not wearing them when I film, and I don't really wear them out and about. If I do my makeup, like in the real world, I don't wear false lashes, but I do wear them for the stage, so that's why I go through so many, probably more than the average person. If I wasn't performing on stage, like I said, I would not go through this many lashes. And then the next category, I'm gonna do setting spray, and I don't go through a ton of setting spray. At first glance, I see two. So these are ones that I've had for a little while. This one here was sent to me, I think, by my friend Tina here on YouTube. It was the Milani Make It Last Flora. So it was like a Flora scented. And I've never used the original Milani Make It Last, but apparently it's amazing. So I use that, and generally, I don't always use setting spray to set down my makeup. A lot of times I use it for my shimmer shadows. So I use that up. And then this was something I found at Dollar Tree years ago. It's the Pacifica Pineapple Flower Oil-Free Matte Mist. And it took me a long time to go through this. I'm not super like loyal to any particular setting spray. I buy a lot of them at Dollar Tree, you know, so like I said, I always have some setting sprays around because I will always buy one from a makeup collection. So like I said, I'm not super loyal to any one brand, but looks like I went through 2 setting sprays this year. And to be perfectly honest, I probably should have gone through more of these this year, but it is what it is. I went through 5 beauty blenders. And all of mine, you guys, are from Dollar Tree. They're all from Sassy Chic. I do not pay more than $1.25 for my beauty blenders because I don't feel there's a need to. You are supposed to wet them. It helps kind of spread your makeup out and also helps it to where not as much makeup settles into the sponge. And yeah, I do all shapes and sizes and whatnot. I'm not like loyal to any particular shape. And like I said, these are all from Dollar Tree. So I used up 5 of those. Probably should be more, but like I said, it is what it is. Got one more as well. This is the Ioni Finish and Glow Spray. This came out in like their like dollhouse collection, I think. It was a shimmer spray. And I think actually had a dark pink cap, and I switched it out for another cap because it was a little chunky when it would spray. I wish it was a little bit of a better mist. Honestly, they should put this spray in this container here because the spray on this is so fine. So it was a good idea, but it just kind of went on a little chunky, so usually I would have to spray it on and then kind of diffuse it with like my powder brush because it would just, you'd see little big specks of sparkle. So good idea, just didn't execute super well. As it went down, I would dilute it with some other setting spray just to make the sparkle a little bit less, but it didn't seem to help that issue. So they really should repackage this into their Optimist Glow containers, would be my suggestion. But so I used up 3. And then primers. I think this is all I have in here. Of course, we might run across another one. So this is something I bought at like on a whim. I think it was last year or the year before. And I actually really liked it, you guys. It's the Revolution Pro Blur Stick. And I think they had a couple variations. This is the brightening one. And y'all, it was like this like primer stick. So I would kind of put it on. I'd kind of press it into my skin and then just kind of spread it out. And I really liked it. Like I said, I thought it was going to be kind of a waste. I probably spent about $8 or more on it, and it was just one of those impulse buys, but I really enjoyed this. I would buy it again for sure. Then some stuff here from the Dollar Tree. Y'all, this is old. I bought this probably 5 years ago, and I've got a couple other variations as well. This is, of course, back when Dollar Tree was selling all the Ioni stuff. They had a bunch of primers. This was the Sheer Envy Lift and Firm Primer. It's supposed to moisturize and tighten, and I went ahead and used that up. Then this here was just kind of a weird product from Ioni. It was, I think, from their very first collection that I found. This was their Hydrating Face Primer, and it was this clear, very slippery type of primer. The packaging was really kind of terrible. But like I said, this was old. I really needed to use that up. And then this here, again, I bought it years and years ago, back when Dollar Tree sold Broadway Colors. And this is their color correcting face primer. I don't know if you guys remember this, and I really liked it as well. Right now in work, I've been working on an LA Girl primer, and that's almost done. And I don't know how much primer I'll wear here in the off season, but we'll see. But yeah, I definitely used up 4 primers, which is really not bad. Then honestly, I'm kind of surprised I haven't gone through more foundations, but I went through 6, which like I said, I'm kind of surprised I haven't gone through more. And then 2 were just some ones that I'm letting go of because they're horrible. So ones I'm letting go of, you guys might remember the Clean Color Forever and a Day Soft Matte Foundation that Dollar Tree was selling. I got 2 shades, and y'all, it stinks, first of all. And then I swear the more I used it, the more I hated it. I think I gave it 4 or 5 tries here on my channel. Very cakey, very heavy, awful. Not even worth $1.25. I think as it was open, it would just dry out more and more and more. So this here was a complete fail. Then I used up, this is a really great foundation, and I've actually still got one in a shade that's closer to my shade, but this here I was mixing in with some lighter foundations. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, the matte formula, and this is in caramel. This is a wonderful, affordable foundation. Really love it. It's got this kind of interesting like spatula, and like I said, I think it's like $5 or under, and really nice. Like I said, they've got matte, and they've got a matte finish. I think they've got some other finishes as well. Really good shade range. So really enjoy this Wet n Wild foundation. If you really can't find something that you like at the Dollar Tree, Wet n Wild has you covered. Then this is one of three. I'm actually still working on one. The Prolux foundations. This is a matte formula. This is the shade Natural. I have a couple other shades as well. Like I said, one I'm still working on. And I think I've got another one as well. So I would mix this with this right here. This is a darker foundation. This is the JOA Truly Yours Radiant Beauty Balm in Deep. This was sent to me by A Dollar Diva, and it was just recently in my December empties. And then I had this New Color BB cream. This is back when Candy Moyo was called New Color. Before that was Sassy Chic, but this is the light shade, so I would mix these with these darker foundations to get a more of a customized shade. Of course, these here, I don't care what brand they're under. I always love these, both the foundation and the BB cream. The best that I can tell, the ingredients, they're exactly the same. For me, though, the color medium is just spot on for my skin tone. Then these here, you guys will remember I bought at Dollar Tree, I guess sometime last year, is the Maybelline Green Edition Super Drop Tinted Foundation Oil. And I bought 2 different shades, so I would mix them to get a customizable shade. And I really enjoyed this. I was a little nervous to try it, but it was actually a really nice formula. It did really well with my skin. I think I tried it with a certain primer one time and it separated, so you had to be kind of careful with what you put under your skin. But overall, I really enjoyed that. Definitely worth $1.25. So those are foundations. So I went through quite a few mascaras. I do try to rotate them out frequently. A couple of them are just things I let go because they were terrible. So these ones here, these are from Beauty Intuition. You remember these packages right here. I think I still have, oh, I've got 4 of them. So these are, I guess, all 4 that I bought. One of them is like a curling, one is a volumizing and lengthening, and overall, Beauty Intuition mascaras leave a lot to be desired. The packaging is kind of cool, and I guess I kind of heard that this type of packaging helps people that have arthritis be able to open the packages a little easier, which I like. But yeah, these mascaras here, I would not buy them again. They were just, I tried them. There are now much better things you can find at Dollar Tree. That is one thing that we got in 2025 from Dollar Tree's better mascara. This one here was my favorite for a while. This is the Ioni Lengthening Mascara with Fiber. It was my favorite until LA Colors came out with their new mascaras, but still a very solid mascara from Ioni. I love the brush. The brush in particular is something I really, really like. And I think some of these I let go of. This one here was either from Shein or Temu, and it was just awful. So it's got this little tiny brush, which is kind of like the It Tightline mascara primer, which when I splurge on an eye product, that is one that I do. But I mean, the brush was so thin, it like literally didn't do anything. It's just, it was dry and just, and then hard to get back in. This was just, I think I used it a couple times and it won't go back in, y'all. Yeah, it won't go back in. So I probably paid like a couple dollars for this. Awful, wasn't worth it at all. And the Ioni Rockstar mascaras, these came in the Glamapalooza line. They had black and brown. I kind of like the packaging idea because you could kind of squeeze the bottle to get more product on your brush. And I liked the brush. But the mascara itself was just very underwhelming. Definitely one of the worst mascaras that Ioni has come out with, in my opinion. I've still got the brown. Then this here, I think I just let go. It was the Beauty Intuition Volumizing Mascara. And Beauty Intuition, again, just, it was very goopy. I think that was why I think I let this one go, because it was just a mess and goopy. The packaging was cute. I think it came out around Valentine's Day, but just not a good product. Then the Marie Claire one, I think I let this go too, because yeah, look at that. Y'all, this was like one of the worst mascaras I ever tried from Dollar Tree. Just awful, just big, thick brush, goopy, awful. Then this here, I brought it into work because I was like, I need to maybe just use it. And it's just, it's very dry. Of course, I've had it for a little while, but yeah, this is the Color Co Spot On mascara. It came with an eyeliner. And I bought it around the time I bought all my Marie Claire makeup, which of course made a resurgence this year. I bought mine either late last year or earlier in the year this year. But yeah, just not great. But like I said, since then, LA Colors has come through for us in the mascara department at Dollar Tree. So altogether, I think it's 10 mascaras. And then I'm kind of surprised I didn't go through more setting powders, but I didn't. So this was something I bought maybe 3 or 4 years ago from Family Dollar. It's just an LA Colors loose setting powder, and y'all see I've used this thing up. This was in the shade Light. Really nice. I think it was like $3. Really, really nice setting powder in a big container. Then this here my mom gave me. She had this, and I used it up, and I loved this. This was, I think I even looked to see if I could repurchase it again, and they don't have this exact product, I don't think. But it's the Laura Geller Filter Fix Baked Correcting Setting Powder. If they still have it, they've changed the name. This is in Universal Apricot, which is wonderful for my skin tone. As we've learned, if you've been with me, pink setting powder doesn't work for my skin tone, but banana and apricot do. So I did this really cool, now I cut this because I needed to get all the product out, but it had this really cool method of application. So the top looks like this, and then it had this, like I said, I cut it, but had this like net. So what you did was you kind of tapped it like that, and then you would have all the some product would be on that net, and you take your puff or whatever, or your brush, and put it on. And this was just, like I said, amazing. Definitely worth the splurge. Definitely worth the splurge. I wouldn't mind repurchasing this again in whatever they've repackaged it as. So really enjoyed that. And then bronzing products. So y'all, I have had this for years. It was a splurge several years ago, probably 10 years ago. It's a NARS contour kit in Paloma. And I had used the light shade many years ago, but I still had a little bit of the dark shade left, so I took it into work and used it as a bronzer. I don't even know if NARS makes contour kits anymore, but I wouldn't purchase it if they did, because there's so many more like affordable options now. So I've had that for a long time. And then I've still got a backup or two of these. This was a Dollar Tree find from a couple years ago. This was the Rimmel Jelly Bronzer, and I loved this. This is in the shade Golden Touch. And really, really, really nice jelly bronzer. Then this here was something I bought at Dollar Tree years ago as well. It's actually an e.l.f. setting powder, but it was in medium dark, so I used it as a bronzer. And I used it up. Remember when e.l.f. came in this like packaging? Also remember when e.l.f. everything used to be $1. So I used up 3 bronzing products. I'm surprised I haven't used more blushes, but I think I rotate around through them a lot because I'll get sick of something and I'll move on to something else. So to finish one is really hard. And honestly, y'all, I only finished one and I'm letting this go. So this was from like a beauty subscription that I used to get from like years ago. And it's a little deluxe sample of the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush. This is in Party Dress. Used it up. I finally took it into work and used it. Then this here is an LA Colors Cream Gel Blush. This was in Mesmerizing, and there ain't nothing mesmerizing about it. It turned. I don't think it was always this way. See the container, and I know y'all have seen this before, and that's the blush. I think the shade turned. So I'm, of course, let it go. Now I had one of you all, I think, say that a lot of your LA Colors, like liquid blushes, have turned. I did check mine. My other ones have not yet. But this one certainly did. So yeah, like I said, with as much blush as I wear, I'm a little surprised I only went through really one, but like I said, I do rotate them out a lot. So, and then concealer, I only used up one, and I was working on this last year, and then I finally finished it up this year. This is again something I found at Dollar Tree. And you know me, I'm gonna cut things open and use them up if I can. This is, like I said, a random find at Dollar Tree. It was the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. It was really, really nice. This was the shade Medium Light. I don't know that you can still buy this, but I enjoyed it while I had it. This I'm letting go of. I just decided to give it another try when they repackaged it, but this is the LA Colors Concealer. This is in Nude, and it's every bit as horrible, if not worse, than it's ever been. Of course, you know, their color correctors are really pretty nice, especially at the $1.25 price point. But Be Pure definitely makes much, much better concealers, and now I own it. This here is pure garbage. Doesn't do a thing. So again, another lesson learned, I'm letting it go. So y'all know I have a chapstick addiction. These are all of the little stick chapsticks I've used up this year. This one here is like a random one from like the doctor's office. So I used that one up. It does not have an SPF. These all have an SPF. These are just like my local grocery store brand. They've got an SPF of 15. It's like my go-to. I get 2 for like $1.09, like in a 2-pack. So I've used up 2, 4, 6, 8. I've used up 10 of these, plus this one. That's 11 of those. Plus in my recent December empties, I used up this, which is something a friend bought me. And I really liked it. It was one of these little sphere, like lip balms, and it was hot cocoa scented, and I was even digging it out. I've since repurchased and kind of went back to my EOS sphere lip balms. I bought 5 in vanilla. But if I go outside, like in my purse, I've got one with SPF in it. So yeah, these are always a repurchase. And then, so use that as well. And then this here, y'all, I loved this lip mask. It was a random find at like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and I've never been able to find it again. I'm gonna have to like look online. It's the IZME or C at New York Coconut lip sleeping mask, and this was in the flavor coconut. And it was just really, really nice. Of course, I've got some from Dollar Tree, like Be Pure in the tube, the one that's really great. And the Global Beauty Care ones in the little tub, those are great. I've still got one from Five Below I'm using. So I've found some nice sleeping masks since then, but I really enjoyed this. I would definitely buy that again if I came across it. Then this here, y'all, was so disappointing, and I'm just letting it go. It was back when Dollar Tree was selling the Sesame Street makeup, and I didn't find much. I only found like a lipstick, some eye crayons, and this lip mask right here. This is the Save the Day lip mask, and I cannot describe to you how horrible and terrible this is. First of all, it makes your lips a little bit blue, which one day I put it on, and I forgot I was wearing it, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, oh, what's happening? And then I remembered I put this on. It's just dry, and just there is nothing moisturizing about it. It is horrible, horrible. So I'm letting that, so I let that go. I also used up this lip mask here, and I've got the scrub as well. I can't remember if I still have the scrub. I think I still have the scrub. This was the LA Colors Glam Lip Mask. This was the one in Watermelon. And again, really nice. I enjoyed it. This is the only flavor I've tried. Like I said, I've got the scrub as well. And really nice. I like a little tub lip mask. It was kind of a jelly consistency. Really, really liked it. I don't think I've seen these as of recently, though, at the Dollar Tree. Then also another concealer that I let go. This was back when Dollar Tree was selling a lot of the Wet n Wild products. This is the Wet n Wild Coverall Cover Stick, and this is the shade Light. And I used to love these concealing sticks when I was like in high school, and now they're just kind of dry and cakey. I guess I bought it at Dollar Tree because it was a brand name, but I've tried to use it. I've used quite a bit in different ways, but I just decided to let it go. Another chapstick too, you guys. This is the O'Keeffe's Lip Repair with the SPF 35. I really like these O'Keeffe's lip balms. I've used the ones with the SPF and the ones without the SPF. Really, really love them. I love O'Keeffe's products in general, and generic stuff of O'Keeffe's. But yeah, these here, I usually have to find them. I can't always find them in store. So sometimes I'll just make a big order on Amazon. I haven't repurchased them because I kind of get something else I'm using right now, but these are really, really good lip balms. And if you want something higher than SPF 15, this one right here is really, really good. Then some liquid shadows. So first, and this is like what I use in work for my show makeup most days. So first of all, this one here I'm letting go of. Of course, this was back when Dollar Tree was selling a lot of the hard candy stuff. This was the Hard Candy Glitterazzi Liquid Sparkler. This is in the shade Blaze, and it's really, really beautiful. Kind of got a little duochrome-esque, but y'all look what happened. The little doe foot came off and is in here somewhere, and I just decided not to mess with it because I think it was a little dried out anyway before that happened, so, because these sometimes do just dry out fast. Some do and some don't. I find it's just very situational. But yeah, so I'm letting that go. And then I used up this one here from Be Pure. This is their Glitter Liquid Shadow. This is their silver shade. I've also got it in gold, and that's a beautiful shade of gold, you guys. But I went ahead and used the whole thing up. It kind of got a little dried out as it got to the bottom, but I would just put some setting spray and loosen it up. And so I really, really like these. Like I said, the gold shade is beautiful. It's like such a rich gold, you know what I'm saying? So I still get that I'm using. That's in my work makeup bag. And then these here from Ioni, they gave us liquid shadows this year, which was really exciting, in their Lunar Zodiac line. So this one here was in Loyal Gold, which I loved. This one here was in Laid Back Champers. I like these, but I like the LA Colors Liquid Shadow better. It just goes on a little smoother, doesn't crack as much. These do crack just a little bit, and sometimes I have to apply like a second coat. They're decent, but they're not as good as the LA Colors. And I've bought several of these. I think I still have one of these in my work bag as well because I bought it back up. This is the LA Colors Liquid Eyeshadow in Champagne Bubble. These came in their like eye and lip bar. Their ones with the purple caps are my absolute favorite. And I think this is very, very similar. Yeah, LA Colors hands down has my favorite affordable liquid shadow formula by far. And then some highlighting products. So this here I got in a beauty subscription some time ago, years ago. It was it's the brand Lottie London. This was a highlighter that was in the shade The Good Girl. And it just came in, you know, this kind of very industrial packaging, but it was a really, really nice highlighter, but I wanted to use it up. Then this here, you remember when Dollar Tree was selling these little like pots right here? This was their Glow Rush. This was in Brazen. It had 3 different shades of like highlighter, and I used that up. Then these here were in my December empties. I used up the Be Pure bronzer drops and the Ardell Attitude Adjuster Shade Effects drops, of course, both from Dollar Tree. I used to have a gold shade like this as well that I used up, I guess, last year. This was in the shade Golden Sheen. And the bronzer drops aren't really good for bronzing, but they are nice in your foundation. Or if you have darker skin, you could use it as a highlighter. So I just kind of mixed these in with my foundation. You know, I would do the lighter and the darker foundation and then just put a little bit of this just to add a little bit of a glow. I did that with this as well. So this was something I bought years ago at TJ Maxx. And it was the NARS Orgasm Illuminator. It was kind of a smaller container. That was something that I had always wanted like years ago, back when like NARS Orgasm was like all the rage. When they came out with the Illuminator, I wanted it so bad, but I never did buy it full price. But I did find it TJ Maxx and was able to buy it. And I did the same thing. I would mix this in with my foundation as well. Then this here was in a declutter, and I'm just kind of letting it go. But this is the LA Color Glow Sticks. They had the blush sticks and the glow sticks. This is the glow sticks. This was their like highlighter. It's kind of a stick highlighter. It still works, but it's just, I don't know, I guess there's just like better, I just think there's just better highlighting products out there. So I'm just kind of letting that go. And then I used up some eyelash glues. So I used up an Ioni, well actually I didn't use it up, it dried out. That's one thing I've learned though about the Ioni glues is they get very goopy and they do dry out. So it's probably still about half full, but it's dried out. So that is, like I said, kind of a downside to the Ioni lash glues. So I've got 2 of them. This one I was able to use probably a little bit more of. And then I used up one of these little LA Colors lash adhesives. I really used that whole thing up. It's a mess too, y'all. And then this here, I go through these. I'm surprised I didn't go through another one, to be honest. And there's actually, honestly, still a little bit left in here. I've got one from my work bag that I've got sitting here as well. So I'm actually going to take this out because some product has settled. So this is the Ardell Brush On Strip Lash Adhesive. I use this to kind of make sure my lashes stay put. So I'll put my lashes on with glue or lash glue and liner. Then I'll run a little bit of this between my fake lashes and my real lashes to really make sure they're on. It's not something I recommend, but when I have like a long day of shows, I really want to make sure my lashes stay on. So I'm actually going to set that aside because there's a little bit left. This here I loved. And honestly, this might actually be my favorite lash glue. I have not repurchased it yet, but I really want to. This is the Duo Quick Set Strip Lash Adhesive. And look, I used the whole thing up, you guys. And it comes with this like little spatula. What I like about this is that it sets up quicker than regular glue. When you put on lashes, the biggest trick is to let your glue get tacky. You don't want to put it on when your glue's still like really wet and like fresh. So this kind of just sets up a little quicker. Really, really like it. Like I said, I was able to use the whole thing without drying out. This here may be something that I go to. I've got to kind of check my situation with my current lash glues that I've got that I've not used in a while. And I've got a duo glue that I found at Dollar Tree. It's not quick set, but it's just in the tube. But this here is something that I think might be worth spending a little bit more money on. Then this here came with those lashes, those magnetic lashes. Then this here is, I bought some Kiss magnetic lashes a few years ago and tried them. And I bought their their magnetic liner, and I haven't really used it because I got rid of the lashes, and so it's just dried up. So complete waste of money for me, unfortunately. So I didn't use it up, but it's just dried up. So for liquid liners, this here I bought a few years ago. I was kind of on a whim. I had to do a Barbra Streisand like tribute in Las Vegas, and so I kind of went a little eyeliner crazy. So when I did, I bought like 4 different liners, and this here was the Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Tip Eyeliner. Really, really nice. Wet n Wild makes a really nice liquid liner. That's one thing I can definitely say. And of course, at affordable price point. Then this was a Dollar Tree find. It was the Wet n Wild Graphic Eyeliner. So it kind of had this like almost like a calligraphy pen type marker type of applicator, and it was really hard to use. I don't really do graphic liner, but I did use it till it pretty much dried out. And then I only had this liquid liner. I've had this for a long time. Just kind of weird to use, kind of on this like a little, felt tip pen. It was a little stiff, but I used it up. I probably wouldn't repurchase those particular things again. Then some pencil liners. This was a Dollar Tree find as well. This is the Rimmel 24 Ultimate Waterproof Eyeliner. This is in this beautiful like green shade. What was the shade? I don't know the shade, but it was this, but it was like a thick, like coal eyeliner. Like I said, in this kind of this dark green. It was beautiful. So I brought it into work and used it up. And then this here is like the saddest thing ever. These are two Ioni eyeliners that of the newer formula that are just awful. Even one here, I even have this one here with the white writing on it, which sadly the formula was bad, just like the one in the pink. I do have in my work makeup bag a little Ioni liner, like from back in the day, where it's awesome. And I've also got one in blue. But yeah, these here were both ones I bought this year and tried, and they are the new formula and just literally the worst eyeliner in the world. Then I used up an LA Colors Black Auto Liner. You know, not the best, but it gets the job done, kinda. Then this is a NYX Jumbo Eye Crayon, and it finally got to where it's too small for me to sharpen. This was in Milk. I've got another one of these I'm working on at work. I got some LA Colors dupes of these. I think that's actually what I'm working on. One I found at like Family Dollar some time ago, and one I found at Dollar Tree. So I don't know if I actually have any NYX ones left, but like I said, the LA Colors ones are very, very good dupes. Then this here I've had for a long time. This came in a little gift set. This was the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner. This is in black, or I think the shade was called Zero. Really wonderful eyeliner. Of course, it's pricey, but it's really, really nice. And it came in a gift set when they came out with the, when Urban Decay came out with the Stoned Vibes palette, which I have. My mother bought it for me as a birthday present. They also came out with a little set that came with a little mini version of the palette with like had different shades in it. And then it came with a primer potion, which I still have. And then it came with this eyeliner, which I've used up. So really, really nice. And then this here I just used up. This was just in my December empties. This is the LA Colors brow pencil and eyeliner in one. It comes with a sharpener, and you get two of them into a pack. I love this. It's actually not a terrible eyeliner. It's not the worst thing at the Dollar Tree, but I like the brown shade as a lip liner. So I went through that until I literally couldn't sharpen it and can barely get it out of the cover anymore. Then some brow products, you guys. So this is I think probably an LA Colors eyebrow pencil. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I could still use it, but I can't sharpen it anymore, so I went ahead and let that go. Actually, this one here might be an Ioni. Maybe. It's hard to tell. This one here I know is LA Colors because it's got that little top on it. I think this is in dark brown or medium brown, but you guys know I love the LA Colors brow pencils. And then this is the Ioni Brow Gel in dark brown. And I've currently got another, I currently have, I think, another one from Ioni. It's in a bigger container, and I have one in my work makeup bag from Shop Miss A. So I've kind of gotten to like a product like this. I had this and didn't like it and was going to declutter it. And then I kind of used it and kind of figured out how to work with it. So now I really kind of like a brow gel. So use that up. So then this here, you guys, so these are really great brushes for the price point, but they're not gonna last you forever because they are at the $1.25 price point. But I have since repurchased another one of these. This is the Sassy Chic foundation brush. And you can see what I mean after washing it and stuff like that. The bristles are finally pulling out. Like I said, I've got the concealer brushes, I love them. And I still have a foundation brush that I either have it here or in work. Like I said, really nice brushes for the money, but they may not last you forever with wash and wear, you know what I'm saying? So that one is done. And foundation brushes are I'm particularly rough with them because I wash my foundation brushes with Dawn dish soap because I find regular brush cleaner doesn't really break down the oil and stuff that might be in the foundation like it does blush and bronzer and that kind of thing. So I'm a little rougher on my foundation brushes. Then the last thing is lip products. So you guys know I wear a lot of like red lipstick for work. So these are some that I went through this year. This here, I actually have one that a Dollar Diva sent me, so I have it in my work bag, and it was something I found at Dollar Tree. And this was the Italia brand Matte to Last Smooth Suede Lip Cream. This is in the shade Hottie. It's just a really beautiful red. It stays on real good. It's a little drying, and sometimes when you get to the bottom of the container, it was a little hard to get off my lips, but it's a really wonderful red, and I've been really loving it for work. So like I said, I'm using my backup currently for work, and use that up. Like I said, I loved it so much. I was so sad that I didn't buy extras. So I had a Dollar Diva send me one. Then this here was something I found at the Dollar Tree years ago, again, back when they were selling a lot of hard candy stuff. And they had some of these lip products. And they had a bunch of different types of lip products in containers like this. This was their Velvet Mousse Matte Lip Color. This was in the shade Tulip. And just, again, just a really nice red. And then this here in a pinch, because I was needing like a really good red lip. And I think I'd used my NYX ones up. And I can only really find NYX at like Ulta. So I had to find something at the drugstore. And I went, and one of you guys suggested this to me, and I really liked it. It's the Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink. This was in the shade Wicked. It's kind of like the Beauty Intuition packaging. And you kind of shake it up, and it was just a really nice red. It was kind of shiny, but it had a lot of color payoff. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely buy it again in a pinch. So I like to do a red lip, and then I like to put like an orange right in the middle. I feel like it makes my lips look fuller. And I have Apple Pickin' from Beauty Benefits that I actually bought 2 of them on eBay, so I'm using that. That's in my work bag now. But before that, I was using this. And I literally just, I wanted to find the shade. I needed something that was matte and in like an orange shade, and this was like what they had at the drugstore. This is the Superstay Matte Ink, I guess from Maybelline. This is the shade Pleasure Seeker. And it was okay. It was a little bit goopy. And I actually took the stopper out. It was a little bit goopy, but it did the job. So like I said, I like to do kind of like a combo. And then sometimes I'll top it with a little bit of a gold something. And I actually just used this up. This was something I had that I found at Dollar Tree randomly from the Flower brand, back when you were getting a lot of flower stuff at Dollar Tree too. And I didn't use it for years, and then I was like, I can use this to probably top my lipstick. This is their holographic lip gloss. This is in Lava. It looks a little pink because I would put it on my lipstick and then put it back in the thing. But I used it up, took the stopper out, and I've been kind of using this all year. And yeah, it created like a really nice effect. I've got like a gold lipstick from Wet n Wild that I use. And then I also have another gold lip gloss that I got. Can't remember where I got it, but I'm currently using it as well. So I love a little, that's kind of like my lip combo. Kind of a blue-based red, an orange pop in the middle, kind of blurred in with the red. Of course, brown lip liner, kind of smudged. And then I like a little pop of gold something in the middle as well. So used that up. That was another December empty. Then the last item is something I'm letting go of. And I'm really letting it go because the lid won't stay on. And actually, I don't even know where the lid is anymore. But I used to love these lipsticks. They've since kind of changed their packaging and whatnot. But these were the Wet n Wild Mega Last lipsticks. And they were cheap as dirt. Usually you could get them for under $1. They lasted all day. I literally would do 2 magic shows with stuff going all over my head. And then in between shows, we would go get something to eat and drink. And I would come back and not have to reapply my lipstick. And they had the most beautiful red. They had all kinds of shades, but they had the most beautiful red. This one here is in Pinkerbell, and it's a beautiful shade of pink. But like I said, it's not practical to keep when the cap won't stay on. So I am letting that go. So definitely comment down below. And so y'all, I used a lot of stuff. You guys know I love hearing from you all. Let me know what you've used up, approximately how many products you've used up. You know, I love talking to you and hearing from you all. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, liking it, commenting, sharing, and hitting the hype button all help me and my channel out so very much. Definitely check out related content down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.